This is OneWrestling.com, 24/7 wrestling news.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray's Wrestling Show. I am the mark of the masses, the man with the plan. Big Ray here to stay to talk some TNA today. Impact 5/30/2013. I am coming to you from the Boiler Room here in New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be talking about a really interesting show leading into Slammiversary, which I will be doing a recap with my good friend at Andre_Corbeil. Or just Andre Corbeil. He has a fantastic page. I want you guys to check him out. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna do a quick recap of this show. So you're gonna have to quickly follow me. I might leave some things out, but I want to quickly recap the show, give my couple of opinions. Now, Dixie Carter was on Twitter, and she was saying that that for the first time ever in San Diego, California, TNA will have Bound for Glory, which is really good. But also something really interesting. Dixie Carter spoke about how there's a free agent signing that TNA is looking to make. A big free agent signing. Now, I got on Twitter and I saw that Batista said he has nothing to do with it. MVP said, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Who's this huge free agent that apparently is going to change the face of TNA wrestling? Ladies and gentlemen, this is where you come in. I would like you to leave your opinions here at OneWrestling.com or YouTube/OneWrestling video. Send me a tweet on Twitter at Big Ray Show. Who do you think this big free agent signing will be? We're going to quickly jump into the show. Now, backstage, we have Bully Ray, and Bully Ray is rounding the troops. He's riling everybody up, and he says we have 3 problems today. Number 1 is AJ Styles. Number 2, AJ Styles. Number 3, AJ Styles. Well, D'Lo Brown, smartass, he comes in and he says something a little underhanded to Mr. Anderson, basically saying, oh, well, I'm sorry that your plan didn't work. Well, Bully Ray walks past Mr. Anderson, gives him a look like, you better take care of your business, which he does. Mr. Anderson takes out D'Lo Brown before Team 3D hits the ring. Team 3D hits the ring, and they basically, they kind of put Sting over a little bit, and talking about who Sting is beaten, but then he goes down the laundry list of who Aces and Ace have basically destroyed, and Hulk Hogan, Kurt Angle, and of course Jeff Hardy. And Bully Ray demands a match between Team 3D, Sting, and Joseph Park, which they gladly oblige. Joseph Park and Sting come to the ring. They have actually a really good match. Towards the end of the match, we have the icon Sting, who has Devon in the Scorpion Deathlock, and then Joseph Park is trying to put Bully Ray in the Scorpion Deathlock, but he gets kicked off into Sting. Bully Ray slams Joseph Park to the mat, opens his legs for the wazap, flying headbutt off the second rope, but then Abyss's music hits. Well, everybody's being distracted. While they're distracted, Devon is hit with the Scorpion Death drop and pinned for the 1-2-3 count. So Joseph Park and Sting look pretty strong going into Slammiversary, or do they? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll find out. Kurt Angle is backstage ranting about AJ Styles. We move on. President Dixie Carter in the ring, and she makes her way, and she makes an appearance, a very rare appearance, by the way, and she basically thanks everybody for 11 years of great wrestling here at TNA Wrestling. And the Aces and Eights music hits, and basically they all come down the aisle. DOC, Bischoff, and Briscoe, they corner Dixie Carter at the corner turnbuckle, but Samoa Joe and Magnus basically make the save. Now, it was really weird. They go to commercial, you come back, apparently there was a match going on between Joe, Magnus, and Bischoff and Briscoe. I don't know what the hell was going on. It was a little confusing for me. But what basically happened is the match is actually thrown out. You have Magnus being beaten by the Aces and Eights, and Samoa Joe with a suicide dive and taking out the Aces and Eights, chases them out anyway. What basically happens is Samoa Joe takes the microphone and he says that there's going to be a 6-man tag team matches this week at Slammiversary between 3 members of the Aces and Eights, Samoa Joe, Magnus, and the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy. What do you guys think about that? Please leave your comment below. Jeff Hardy is back, and he will be making his first appearance since that horrible injury before. Is he 100%? Jeff Hardy has been known to wrestle at 60%. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be really interesting. We move on to a 8-man tag team match. Bad Influence, Bobby Roode, Austin Aries versus Chavo, Hernandez, James Storms, and Gunner. Austin Aries, towards the end of the match, tries to go for a brainbuster, but Mr. Supermax actually throws him off, tagging in Gunner. Now, they really put Gunner over here in this match. Well, then again, Austin Aries did kind of piss off TNA management with the whole sexual harassment thing. But again, that's allegedly. Austin Aries gives up, submits to the human torture rack. Gunner puts him in the human torture rack. Austin Aries actually submits, ladies and gentlemen, to Gunner's human torture rack. I thought it was really an interesting event. I would like to see what goes on in Slammiversary. We move on. We have Mickie James. Now, Mickie James comes out, and she looks a little cocky, and she goes over how great it is being the new Knockouts champion, and Velvet Sky comes into the ring, and you could clearly see that she's still hurt. She has her leg all wrapped up, and long story short, Mickie James says, oh, you know, I just wanted to wait until you were 100% to give you a rematch. But Velvet Sky wants her rematch at Slammiversary, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Mickie James says, you know, I would, but Brooke Hogan, she didn't book the match, so on and so forth, making excuse after excuse after excuse. Long story short, Gail Kim comes into the ring, and she basically hits Velvet Sky with a right hand. Well, prior to that, she basically broke down how she's been beating the hell out of everybody. She's gonna drag Velvet Sky to the corner post and trying to put the figure four leg like a corner post, where Terrence Terrell comes, makes the save. Anyway, all hell kind of breaks loose. A match breaks out between Kenny King, Gail Kim, Terrence Terrell, and Chris Sabin. The girls going crazy in the match, beating the hell out of each other. Chris Sabin able to hit the cradle shot for the 1-2-3 on Kenny King. Now, towards the end of the match, it got really interesting. After the match, Kenny King actually hits Chris Sabin with the championship belt. It looks like he's about to finish him off. But then who makes the save? Not Jeff Hardy. Suicide makes the save. They have a stare-off. That'd be Chris Sabin and Suicide. There's going to be, I think it's going to be a great match at the pay-per-view. Suicide, Chris Sabin, and Kenny King for that X Division championship. Does Kenny King hold on to the belt, or will they continue to push Suicide? Or will Chris Sabin finally get that X Division title back? I would like to see him with that title back. But anyway, we move on. Oh, before that, I have a good buddy on Twitter that follows me. His name is Shane Mead, and he actually says, finally, Mickie James is turning heel. You can follow him at Shane0088, and basically what he's talking about, and I totally left this out, that while Velvet Sky was being attacked by Gail Kim, Mickie James actually walks out of the ring. She does absolutely nothing to help her out. I would like to know what your opinion is on that. Mickie James turning heel. I think she'd be a great heel, ladies and gentlemen. I think Mickie James has. I'm actually kind of tired of that whole hunky-dory cowgirl. Well, anyway, I would just like to see Mickie James in a better role. Anyway, we move on to the main event of the evening. And this was a hell of a match between these two guys. They knockout, drag-out reversals. Ken Anderson versus AJ Styles going back and forth the entire match. But what was interesting is what happened at the end of the match and after the match. You see, at the end of the match, Kurt Angle actually comes into the ring, interferes in a very good match, and beats the hell out of AJ Styles. Well, AJ Styles gets the win. So he wins the match. Kurt Angle then gets attacked by the Aces and Eights, and then basically all Pendulum breaks loose. Sting ends up getting into the ring, and he's getting beat up, but then he starts hulking up like Hulk Hogan, brother. But long story short, at the end of the day, Team 3D hits the 3D, and they end up looking really strong. Bully Ray looks really strong going into TNA Slammiversary. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think Sting will win the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, have that one last run? Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be really interesting. I'm going to be doing the recap this weekend, depending on when you watch this video, with my buddy from the North, Andre Corbeil. You can follow him on Twitter at Andre_Corbeil. I'll put it right here. It's going to be one hell of a pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never watched a TNA pay-per-view, give it a chance. Check it out. I know there are a lot of WWE marks, and that's fine. I'm a big WWE fan. But ladies and gentlemen, TNA is putting forth a very good product. A good in-ring product. You should check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you this every single week. I would do this for a living, but if I can't, I would do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me here every week at OneWrestling.com. Follow my buddy Bill Apter at OneWrestling.com. You can actually follow us on Twitter at OneWrestling. You can follow me on Twitter at Big Ray Show. You can see us here every week at YouTube/OneWrestling Video. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. I will see you for TNA's Slammiversary, one of the biggest pay-per-view events. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can see it, check it out. I'll check you out. Don't forget, follow my buddy, Shane Mead. Peace.